I watched a couple of Steven Universe the movie Everything Wrong Withs recently, and neither of them were very good. They both sucked, so I'm talking about them both. But the first one was especially egregious, and that one is Everything Wrong with Steven Universe the movie in almost 32 minutes by Supersonic 1014. 11 seconds of warning with the loudest sound effect you could have chosen. Have fun watching this at night. 30 seconds of intro. No wonder this video 33 minutes long.
Okay, let me just knock this one out of the way first. Why did this movie have to be a musical?
What's the most iconic thing from Steven Universe? The one thing even people who hate the show say is great? The music. It's no wonder they decided to make it a musical.
Come live with us in the palace.
Why did this need to be a song?
It's a musical.
You remind us so much of her.
Oh, so you've learned nothing.
Yes! That's the point!
Also, this is a rather convenient way to write Connie out of the conflict for a while. Yeah, fuck being an interesting character to have on board and help Steven when the gems are factory reset. Who needs Connie?
You say that like Connie knew this was gonna happen. Also, is there really a way to write someone out of the plot conveniently if when they'd be needed is at the beginning of the conflict?
Here we are in the future.
Why does this need to be a song?
It's a musical.
Even better, this is just telling us shit we already know, so why does this part even exist, let alone have it be a song?
The point is to remind us of the original looks of the crystal gems, as well as what I believe is the first look at Amethyst's original design?
Also, it's been like, what, 2 years now? Why did you feel the need to sing about it now, despite the fact that this happily ever after has lasted for that long?
He's been with the Diamonds a lot, now he finally gets a break.
This is the same hand that was destroyed back in Gemglow. Not only that, but it's facing the wrong way, too.
There's no way they'd have the hand destroyed the entire show, then bring it back in the movie by accident. There's most likely a purpose for it.
Here we are.
I saved you a seat.
Future vision, millions of possibilities. How did you pick out this one? The concept of improbable futures doesn't count because it was shoehorned in with no rhyme or reason. We never see it come up again. I think you guys get the picture by now.
Well, as the moment Steven jumps out of Lion's mane comes closer, I'd assume the future we see becomes more and more probable to Garnet.
Till the ruby rushed in told her.
Garnet sounds like she's slurring her words somehow, and it sounds very weird.
Isn't that how Garnet usually sings?
The Cruniverse has proven that they can draw a full set of eyes in faraway shots. Yet here they are, past Season 5, still being lazy about it.
Not drawing characters that are far away in full detail isn't lazy. It's cost-effective and time-efficient. You sound like the kind of guy who complains about the Cal art style.
We all stayed just like this forever? No.
Horseshit. I'm assuming that you used Future Vision here to know that Steven is going to be in this exact spot when he emerges from Lars. So how the hell did you not see this occurring?
In the episode Cry for Help, Garnet talks about how she was specifically looking to see if they find Peridot at the broadcast spire thingy. So she probably has to look for specific things and just didn't look to see if they stayed peaceful until now.
That's right, I heard the story over and over again.
This is one of the only songs that makes sense being here. It's also my third favorite song in the movie due to how fucking catchy it is. Take off some sins, please.
Not only do all songs make sense being here, but doesn't both Disobedient and Independent together make sense because they're both performances? Not only that, but taking off sins had never made sense to me. Again, drawing characters far away with less detail is completely fine and every animation studio does it. Not just Steven Universe. I understand Steven Universe animation isn't the greatest of all time, but you're getting mad at nothing here.
Also, Steven's sandal isn't colored in this shot.
Yes, it is. You can't see the bottom where color would be because they didn't bother putting a lot of effort into something you can barely see when actually watching the movie. It's not lazy, you're just stupid.
You know her, Pearl? Can you tell us who she is?
Pearl, you had a good few seconds there to explain who Spinel was. Why didn't you say anything?
She just took a second to process what Steven was saying and to think because she just got her fucking ass beat.
Also, Spinel's legs completely disappear in this shot, as if she never wrapped them around the drill to begin with. Additionally, Spinel's animation here makes it look like she wrapped her legs around the lighthouse, as she wouldn't be able to stretch towards the gems if they were wrapped around the drill.
Maybe that's why her legs disappeared? Because she wrapped them around the lighthouse to launch off of it?
If Steven's gem has been factory reset, then how can he even begin to summon a bubble in his hands?
He still knows how to do it, like the actual steps he has to take in order to do it, but his gem can't do it for long enough for him to actually summon the power.
When you're writing a story, you need to make sure that stupid little shit like this doesn't completely ruin the plot you're writing. And the fact that you had to write Connie out in a way that even Steven questions shows how underdeveloped this premise was to begin with.
It was made clear that it was Connie's parents that sent her to space camp. Whether or not Connie wanted to go was irrelevant because it wasn't her choice.
Kinda weird how she regenerated before Amethyst.
Considering how their memories were wiped? No. That's like saying Amethyst should have come out of the ground first because she regenerates fast.
How do you do?
Why did this need to be a song?
It's a musical.
But apparently, according to the movie website, a lone Sapphire can see the definitive future and not possibilities.
Well, not definite futures, the most likely futures. Ruby's rash and random acts are what give her the power to see all possible futures.
If a weapon like this was around at the same time Bismuth was, you'd think that it would have been used sometime in the war on, well, rebels? If they weren't used, then that's incompetency on Homeworld's part. But if they were used, then how did the crystal gems still get hit by it?
Maybe they didn't use them because the technology wasn't very good, because memories weren't really wiped, you can get them back like we see in the movie. Another thing is maybe they were working on prototypes of it when Bismuth was around, and she's a weapon expert, she knew about it. Since the last time Spinel moved was 6,000 years ago, perhaps this is one of the prototypes that they never finished. Perhaps Pink Diamond had one on the garden just in case someone came to attack her, and that's why Spinel could get one so fast.
Here we are in the future.
Why did this need to be a song?
It's a musical.
When has it ever been easy?
The past 2 years?
That's not her point.
Here we are in the future.
Steven blatantly ignoring his friend's words just for the sake of continuing the song.
Or maybe they haven't convinced Steven that they can do this. Why does this guy hate songs so much?
Say you have a save file of Super Mario Odyssey on it, and that save file is 100% complete. If you were to factory reset that console, that's it. All the games you played on it, all the save files you build up, it's all completely wiped.
Gems are not Nintendo Switches, or any type of computer for that matter. The re-experience things from your past to bring your memories back is a memory wipe cliche.
Sapphire's future vision ruins this scene. All the action is literally spoiled for you, and all the excitement for what will happen next is completely destroyed for the sake of a joke? A showing of her powers? No, there is no point. It's just shit.
There is a point. Make Ruby fall in love with her so they fuse.
Also, Ruby, you can literally get out of there right now. Why are you just sitting there?
Since rubies are so common, it's probably not important to them to survive since they're so easily replaceable. Plus, Ruby's kinda stupid.
Why did this need to be a song?
It's a musical.
Pearl, you don't have to do that. I own a car wash.
Yes, because how dare she help you?
He owns a car wash, so he doesn't need someone to put in work to clean his car. It's a waste of time.
Who would ever have this long of a pin on their lock screen?
Someone who is, say, very paranoid? Someone who thinks stuff they record could be used for evil if fallen into the hands of the aliens he's so scared will abduct him?
His gem powers are gone. How is he lifting this already?
If he tries really hard, he can summon his powers for a few moments, as established earlier in the movie, but you should ignore that. Dark power doesn't make any sense, despite it making perfect sense.
Have Lapis use the ocean that is right next to you and lift the thing up safely using water. The drill isn't that deep in the ground. And I'm pretty sure the force of 321,003,271 cubic miles of water would be more than enough to move the drill. And that's considering you even have to use all of the ocean.
Maybe the force of 321,003,271 cubic miles of water is too much pressure on the ejector, and it will, I don't know, explode?
This is the worst song in the movie. Firstly, let's just get this out of the way. In my opinion, this song is generic garbage.
Isn't that the whole point of Sadie Killer? To be generic, somewhat bad, but endearing because of their first songs? Also, this is one of my favorite songs from the movie.
What the hell is this supposed to be?
Dancing and moving.
How did that work? You can't just go, oh, Steven's gone back to having no powers 1 minute, then for no reason go, oh, Steven's fusion powers are back, with no build-up in between. That's bullshit.
Steven can use his powers if he really concentrates.
I gotta do what I can with the little I have left.
You have 40-something hours. Calm down.
He can't lose Spinel, aka the one chance he has at saving Earth.
Is anything coming back to you?
This is either a really bad place to put that no, or she's lying. Proofreading, Crooniverse. It's a great thing.
Oh, come on! That's not a sin with the movie! That's just you being stupid! It's obvious what the intent of that was supposed to be.
Also, I hate to be a broken record here, but as much as I love Spinel's backstory, there is absolutely no way Spinel should remember what happened with Pink Diamond due to the factory reset. I get I explained this earlier, but it's especially egregious here.
Again, she's remembering because he's getting the pieces back.
And this is my favorite song in the entire movie. And it's currently in the running as my favorite song in the entire series.
I understand this is all objective, but like, come on. This is the most boring song in the whole movie.
I didn't have anywhere else to put it.
No, Steven, that's not a fucking excuse. Why didn't you just throw that shit away? It's not like you were ever gonna need it for anything. God, this part's so contrived it hurts.
He didn't want it to get into the hands of the wrong person. He tried putting it in Lion's mane, but it didn't work. He was waiting until his powers were back to put it there because you never know when something like that will be useful.
I can make a promise.
Why did this need to be a song?
It's a musical.
Come live with us in the palace.
God damn it, not again! Oh, and why did this need to be a song?
It's a musical.
Here we are in the future.
I just can't fucking escape it! Why did this need to be a song?
It's a musical.
What the hell am I looking at right now?
Family Guy. Before we get to the next Everything Wrong With of the movie, there's one video I wanted to talk about of Supersonic's Everything Wrong With. It could have been great. I didn't want to talk about it because it kind of pissed me off.
Interests without meaning, solutions without problems.
How is any of what you just said related?
Interest without meaning and solutions without problems both perfectly relate to music. Solutions without problems is because you can solve stuff in music by bringing it back to the root note after leaving it on a note outside of the key signature. I think that's how that works. And interest without meaning also is a thing because most songs that don't have any words don't have any meaning whatsoever. They're just nice to listen to. Anyway, back to the movie sins. The next one is by Maliminus, and his video was miles better than Supersonic's, though it still does have many flaws.
Steven.
The way Maliminus cropped the screen looks terrible and is way too distracting. The bottom black bar is way too big and they're both too opaque. It doesn't look right. This would work better on a movie with the cinematic widescreen crop.
I know the songs are great, but I feel like the movie was extremely heavy on the song aspect. Really, it feels like it was just a few songs short of being a musical.
It is a musical.
Look, I get it, it's a cartoon, but this is faster than light travel, despite it literally being made out of light.
Do we know how far Homeworld is from Earth? How do we know this is faster than light travel? Do we even know how the warps work?
This box is so important they have to write keep in all capital letters, but not important enough to actually unbox it.
This is a reference to maximum capacity, not an actual keep box.
These are all great songs, and amazingly well done. But again, how much of the movie is just going to be recaps of everything we already know happened?
The point is to remind us of the original looks of the crystal gems, as well as... Wait, we already did this.
Is wrapping and pulling him in a diamond or spike encrusted whip really better than just letting a person who can fly walk off the pad?
Steven can't fly, he can float, and, correct me if I'm wrong, only after he jumps?
Hey, what? I know it's called Beach City, but it's a bit ridiculous, right? It's literally a city on a beach. How would you even build infrastructure like this? All the buildings should have, like, pretty much no foundation here.
How is this relevant to the movie?
And just pointing this out, with how delayed Garnet's reaction is, she might as well not even have future vision.
Garnet has to purposely look into the future. Isn't like some extra screen in her eyes or something.
Well, I guess XJ9 finally went through her emo phase.
This is some dumb joke, not a problem with the movie. He misspelled Spinel here.
It also can't cut through solid matter seems like a huge oversight. All you have to do then is just hide behind a rock or something.
Who said it can't go through solid matter? It clearly goes through Steven here. He seems pretty solid to me.
Cartoon Network censoring swears, but we just watched 3 people get cut in half by the better version of Jared Leto's Joker.
Spinel looks nothing like Joker.
So are clams like universal? Because if not, why would Pearl's default avatar be a clam? I know all these rocks are native to Earth, but they are at least just sediments under pressure, and that makes sense. But this is literally sea life that's native only to Earth to our knowledge.
Exactly. To our knowledge.
Why would Spinel instantly gravitate to Steven?
Steven as Pink Diamond's gem.
Again, if gems are reverted to when they were created, then why do Ruby and Sapphire know who each other are still? Surely they aren't both born at the same time, and they have the task assigned to them, right?
Rubies and sapphires are probably encoded with the knowledge of who they protect or who protect them.
Do I need to get the diamonds?
Best to not even bother to ask them. Or even seeing if they know a way to shut off the injector, despite the fact that they are the ones who would have oversaw literally all these things being made.
The thing that neither of these two mentioned, that the diamonds were the only one who could uncorrupt the gems, so saying that Steven was the one with healing powers so he could fix them is stupid.
Give up on our friends.
Hot lava right next to his feet while he's still wearing sandals, but not even affected in the slightest. And keep in mind, he doesn't have superpowers anymore.
Lava's not as dangerous as you think.
Aha!
A giant pizza cutter?
That is one of its functions, yes.
What would this tool even be used for? It's not even a normal saw that has guards or protection.
Also cutting pizzas.
But if that's the case, how come Steven and Connie fused in a finalized state? And even later, Greg and Steven?
They're humans, who knows?
I'll be right back.
No!
Again, if they're supposed to have their memories wiped, how come Spinel is so adverse to having Steven leave her when she let Pink leave her for 6,000 years?
Because Pink disguises as playing a game? Also, this could be taken as Spinel having some sort of memory of what happened.
Steven Sano's become magical tap shoes. Even that's not how tap shoes work normally. They're using like special mats designed for them.
I don't think that's how tap shoes work either.
Surely this isn't something he has to capture, right? Because there are gyms all over the place. They have an entire town right next to him. Surely he's gotten plenty of footage and everyone knows that he's at least not crazy about them.
2 things. 1. Amethyst is one of the only gems who commonly uses her shape-shifting powers. 2. The point of Keep Beach City Weird isn't to prove he's not crazy, it's to document the weird stuff that happens.
Again, whipping Steven to drag him to protection, probably not the safest or best thing to do. Your whip is covered in spikes.
If she does it so often, clearly it's not a problem or she wouldn't do it.
They're all seriously just now seeing all of this. Because it was there for quite a while, and it made quite an introduction.
They're just now seeing the damage it's been causing, not the injector itself. How did you even think that? They were right there when it went into the ground.
Okay, so I know Earth had the cluster in it, so there is a bit of hollow space. However, the Earth's crust is extremely deep. Even to reach the cluster required a lot of drilling. You're telling me just the tip of this drill is enough to reach the center?
When do they say it goes to the core of the Earth?
Wait, who's playing the drums if Amethyst isn't doing it anymore?
Sadie is. They show us at the end of the song.
Honestly, I know this place looks run down, but after 6,000 years, this is incredible that the trees are still alive.
Space trees.
Wasn't Pink's whole thing setting gems free? Or at least that's how it's portrayed. But at every point in time that we learn anything about Pink, it seems like she's only motivated by selfish desires for herself.
Huh. Wow, it's almost like that's the fucking point.
You can't just make everything better by singing some stupid song!
You must be new here because yes, you can. In this show at least.
Again, that's the fucking point.
And the diamonds appear right now, on cue.
Wrong cue.
And the diamonds appear right now, on cue, instead of when they actually could have helped.
Also, I'm tired of people saying people not being there to help is a sin. No, it's not. It's called tension. Ever heard of it? If the diamonds came and pulled the injector out, that'd be anticlimactic. So no, that's not a sin. If anything, that's the opposite of a sin. It's, not sin? Anti-sin? I don't know. So there we have it. Nobody knows how to criticize Steven Universe. Except me, obviously. Wait. That's not a bad idea. Next time on Koopa Kaper, everything wrong with Steven Universe, the movie.